Hello you guys, it is me, your watercolor wizard, and I thought I would show you a very easy watercolor painting today for World Watercolor Month, which is happening all July long. And check out the prompts. I will also add a link in this video for you to use. Join us as we just journey through this July with watercolor. Right, so I've got this very easy peasy, what shall we call it, lemon squeezy. I think they're called pot hats or something, but it's the theme or the prompt for today is hats. So I thought I would just use an image of hats that I got from the internet. It's probably a sales kind of image. But I did like these hats that's stacked on top of each other with a little daisy embroidered on it. And I also like that it goes from light to dark. So that's what we're going to play with. So let's get into it. I've got my mixing palette here. And I think what I'm going to start with is just the center part of the little daisy. So we're going to need a little bit of yellow. It's gonna be pretty much full strength there for a nice yellow center. Easy peasy. And now we can begin to explore the blue of the sort of denim blue. So I'm gonna take ultramarine blue here. I think that's gonna look more denim-y. I think that's a good sort of start. Let's add more water, maybe a little bit deeper. Here we go. Maybe add a little bit of this pyrrole red light. Maybe that's too much, eh? Just a little bit. I just want to dull this blue down a bit. There we go. That sort of feels like denim to me. Let's go ahead and I'm going to paint this first little hat here. Very simple. I also did pre-sketch my little daisy flowers here with white wax so that will resist the water. White crayon or white wax, listen to me, a wax candle or a white crayon is the simplest, fastest way to just protect the white of your paper that you don't have to wait for to dry like with masking fluid. But if you've got time for masking fluid, then you can always use that as well. Just using my quill brush here. It's my favorite brush to do watercolor with. It's the brush I'm most comfortable with, but obviously you can use a flat brush, you can use whatever brush you prefer, and you can go from there. Right, well, that's a good start. Now let's add a little bit more of this pyrrole orange, gray that down a bit more and make it a bit darker as well. I think I'm going to add a drop of clean water to my pigment there just to get this going. It's too much. Want to have control over this mix. Just before it turns purple, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow ochre. Want to stay in the bluish, grayish zone, but I want a deeper color now for a little bit of contrast. Right. So let's see. While it's wet, if we can just drop in a bit of color for some contrast. And just talk a little bit about the folds in this pod hat, whatever it's called. That might be still too wet, but we'll begin to drop that in a bit here and there. I don't always have the patience to wait for things to dry, and that's exactly what we must do. But anyway, I'm gonna jump and make this a little bit deeper, add more blue into it, concentrate it a bit more, take it a step deeper or 2 steps deeper. Then I'll skip, I'm going to skip the secondary hat and go to the third hat here while we wait for that to dry a little bit. And I'm just going to paint this in. This is much deeper, so I'm going to drop in a bit more concentrated pigment here. That feels nice. Let's see, maybe now maybe still too wet, but it still looks nice. Oops. Yeah. This still feels very light. I want it to be a little bit more closer to almost like an indigo blue. So I suppose I can add a bit of Payne's Grey to this mixture. I'm going to grab a bit of phthalo as well. Let's try. Yes, that feels better. Although there's lots of water, that's okay. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna pre-wet. No, not pre-wet. I'm just gonna lighten. Clean water and use just a little bit of that to make a lighter version with that. There we go. I'm gonna add a bit more grey to it. It's blue, it's darker, but it's not as dark as the indigo one. So let's test. Use a piece of paper. Let's see. What does this look like? That looks nice to me. That looks denim-y. Alrighty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this shape. And I'm gonna just avoid an area around the rim there, to be lighter. And it's also not the end of the world with that touch. Oh, I enjoy sharing with you guys like my process and bring you up close, like with the camera in my hand. But then life happens. But it is a watercolor sketch painting, so that's okay. Right, the bottom one is completely black, so I'm gonna just go for a very strong Payne's grey straight from the well, seeing that this is nice and black. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna avoid the rim a little bit. Just talk a little bit about this bottom hat. Go. The only problem with darker colors for me personally, it looks exactly the same as the color and the brush. I mean the paint looks the same as the brush, so sometimes it's hard for me to see exactly where the toe of my brush is when it's too dark like that. But that's cool. Wow. That's so nice. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this color over here while this is damp. I'm going to drop more of it in. Let's make it a little bit more intense. Just under the rim there. Nice. Cool. I'm going to use that color as my shadow. Grab some gray and just talk about this point where it touches. It will be a little bit deeper. Like that. Love the flow of watercolor. Cool. I'm just gonna let that happen. I'm gonna rinse my brush, and with a damp brush I'm just gonna go ahead and soften this edge here a little bit. There we go. Now you can come back and just spend a little bit of time when this is dry to just add some details. I'll do that and I'll take a photograph for you guys. So hopefully you are enjoying the World Watercolor Month along with me. And if you are, then do share images of your watercolor with me on our Creative Heart group on Facebook. Love to see you there. Stay creative. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.